times that we ain't scared no more. Seen so many things, so nothing's new to me. Believed so many dreams, nothing's true to me. Well, I had my last drink so many times that I went and tried so many chemicals I can't get high. And I lost so many years, but they still go by. Shed so many tears that I just don't cry. Stole so many things that I can't get back. And I drove so many vehicles off the track. Been broke so many times that I'm starting to crack. Got kicked so many ways that I welcome a smack. Begged so many days I forgot how to ask. And hiding for so long it's like I'm wearing a mask. Lost so many times I don't know where to begin. And lied so many times I gotta find a new sin. Been up so many nights that I forgot how to sleep. Been nice my whole life, but still I feel like a creep. Been praying for so long that I'm all out of hope. Been trying to hang on.
Hey, so everybody's going nuts about the Eddie Kingston and CM Punk promo the other night. And good stuff. I liked it. Since Eddie Kingston come to AEW, everybody's like going, finally notice him and talking about him and talking about his promos. A lot of people don't like him. He's saying he's out of shape. A lot of people love him saying his promos. Eddie Kingston's been awesome for almost 20 years. I've always watched him. He's always been believable. He always tells an awesome story from his promos leading out the whole match. He don't just do one thing. He tells a story the whole time. If you watch him the whole match, every move, every sell, every expression, he's believable. People say he looks like a bum, like somebody you'd see stumble out of a bar in a bar fight. That's the point. He looks like the dude you bump into in a bar. He'll fucking throw down with you, and he's not gonna back down. What he says, he believes. You can never tell what he's saying is true or not. Go watch his Chikara stuff, and I hate Chikara for the most part. They had some really good stuff, but they had awful stuff. That's where a lot of the comedy stuff, same thing I said, Pro Wrestling Gorilla. A lot of this stuff I can't stand. That's where a lot of the comedy come from, but mixed in, they had a lot of really good stuff. Again, I'll mention Chris Hero. Go watch Eddie Kingston and Chris Hero's feud. Some of the best storytelling there was. Brody Lee's mixed in there if you're a Brody Lee fan. Eddie Kingston was the first Chikara champ. Watch the story building up to that. You can't just go watch the match. You got to watch. That's the thing with Eddie Kingston. Today's fans want to watch a YouTube clip, or they want to watch a match and go, that wasn't that great. Great wrestlers and great workers, I guess would be the best word. You have to watch the angle, not the match, not the clip, not the promo. You got to watch it all the promos leading up, all the videos, and Eddie Kingston's one of them that's old school. That's what you got to do. You watch a match, you're not going to be, oh my god, he's awesome. But if you watch a story, he tells a fucking story from every word and every movement he makes, every facial, and it's awesome. And his him and Chris Hero's thing is really good. Chikara, his AAW stuff, his AIW stuff, even his ROH stuff, all really good. Everybody talks about, Impact, NWA, and AEW. I'm not saying it ain't good. Eddie Kingston's still really good, but he's older now. Thank God. I love seeing him get the paydays finally getting something that's worth it. But go see him when he was young and hungry, and Ham Homicide, Low Key, Chris Hero, these guys paved the way to AEW, to the independents, because AEW is an independent. It's a nationwide independent, basically. But these guys built it. You watch from like 2001 to 2010. That's when independents were good. That was, if you're in the AEW, you gotta go back and watch independents from that time period, because it puts to shame anything they're doing today. People are impressed with this stuff. That's why I'm not, because I've been watching that stuff. I was, kind of had my fill of it and burnt out on it back then. Now they're doing it and people are like, whoa, look at this, look at that. It's like, yeah, like the Young Bucks, like I had enough of them in, I don't know, 2010, 2012 or whatever. I mean, you watch old Pro Wrestling Gorilla matches, the fans were chanting in their matches. They were doing the same match they're doing today back then, and the fans would be chanting same old shit during the whole match. And you watch the early stuff, they were cheering for them. They loved them because they were, doing all the stuff. They like the spots, but after a while they do the same old shit. They were like same old shit because they caught on to them, and then finally they left because that's where the Bucks are from, California. That's where Pro Wrestling Gorilla is out there, so they work there a lot. Um, I think they got sick of them. But you can find matches where the whole crowd's just chanting same old shit, and they're doing the Meltzer driver and all the dives and all the people I'm impressed with today. But they were like, yeah, we've seen this 1,000 times. You come here and do it every month. So they could get something new. Still wearing the bandanas, still wearing dressing like the fucking Rock is, and doing the Macho Man thing, same fucking thing. Too sweet, doing your NWO, your Macho Man, and you're the Rock is, and you steal everybody else's shit, and you're the fucking Bullet Club that you stole from fucking Japan. Come up with your own shit. I know I said shit about them last time, but talk AEW, I just think of them and Omega, and that's what I don't like. But then you have Kingston, and you have such potential in Kingston, Danielson. I mean, now they're bringing in the good shit. Uh, Bump the elite out of the fucking their positions, and you probably have a fucking awesome project. Get somebody else in Tony's ear. Tony's a mock fucking, like they say. He's knowledgeable in history. He knows history, so maybe if they could sway him the other way, start talking old MWA and shit to him, because what Danielson's doing's good, what CM Punk's doing's good. Eddie Kingston's trying to go that way. He's off and on, but he's in the ring with these guys. He'll be doing good shit. Um, that's about it. Oh, Onita. Anybody that's into that shit, Onita started back up FMW. Now it's called FMWE. Um, Garbage wrestling. Anybody that's into that, what they call garbage wrestling. I watched all that shit before. That's another thing everybody's impressed with now. Jericho doing the light tubes and stuff. I had my fill of that stuff back in 2004, 2005, because I watched all that shit too. I followed all that. I follow everything. And that's another thing. In the beginning, it was good because they did storytelling. Onita, they did a lot of garbage. But Onita did tell a story. His stuff was like movies. He put emotion into it. He put a lot into it, like Terry Funk did, like Cactus Jack. Everybody says, oh, Cactus Jack did it. Terry Funk. They didn't do what you're doing today. They told a story. They brought emotion into it. They brought a connection into it. It was still, cutting themselves up and barbed wire and all that. But there was more involved in it than just going out there and smashing each other with light tubes. There was more to it than that. There was a story behind it. There was, emotion. There was connection. But Onita did it. Him and Matt Tremont, who was big in CZW and now runs his own thing. 4 years ago they did it, and it was once in a lifetime. Tremont wanted to get to Japan, didn't know how. So he did what Taz did back in the day, like in the early 90s. Taz wanted to go to Japan. So he went on and Shoot went on TV. Every time he was on TV, Shoot called out the Japanese. So Tremont tried that, and that's how he got to Japan. Both of them. Tremont called them out. Onita, 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 Onita. Just kept doing it till Onita finally answered. So he come over, but he did a 6-man. He didn't get one-on-one. And then Onita come back, and he said the only person he would face was Tremont. And he could have faced anybody for more money, bigger venues, and everything. But he wanted Tremont. And he don't speak English, but I guess they made a connection, kind of like Onita and Terry Funk did back years ago. That's how Onita is. You earn his respect. But so Tremont retired since then. Onita's like 60-something now. Tremont's, I don't know if you know Matt Tremont, but he's done so much stuff as Onita. But so Tremont's was all done. He ain't doing deathmatch stuff or even wrestling no more. He was just running his fed that him and Danny Havoc ran, but Danny Havoc passed away. If anybody knows Danny Havoc, he was another crazy son of a bitch. But so now 4 years later, Onita's starting up FMW. He's calling out Tremont. So, and Tremont, I guess, had to answer because, especially out of respect for Onita. Onita says, Tremont says Onita is like Hulk Hogan to him, to most kids. I wasn't a Hulk Hogan fan, but a lot of kids were. So, but Onita was like his Hulk Hogan. He didn't like Hulk Hogan. He didn't like, the Macho Man. He wanted to be a deathmatch wrestler. That's all he ever wanted to be. He didn't want to be fucking Bret Hart. He didn't want to be, whatever, Dory Funk Jr. and chain wrestle. He wanted to be a deathmatch wrestler. There was a generation of that. I don't really get it. I watched it. I'm 50-50 on it. There was some stuff. It was exciting when it first came out. It got pretty. Now it's like when they started putting the I forget what they're called, them things they brought from China that were round with all the spikes all in it, and I forget Abby Jr. whatever that dude's name was, when they were putting it in his head and chair shot him and sticking in his head, and they were backstage with vice grips trying to pull it out. I mean, that was when they were starting to do stuff like that. It was like, yeah, this is enough. And the board strips, the carpet strips with all the nails in it that were lining the ropes and all that. I mean, it just started getting too out of control. And the razor wire, when they brought razor wire in, that was too much. But anyway, Onita kept calling out Tremont. Well, they just had their match. If you haven't seen that stuff, that's really good storytelling. They kept calling each other out. They're putting promos online, both of them, the 4 years ago and this time. Good build-up, good storytelling, garbage matches, but at least the story's there. At least it ain't just garbage going in the ring and smashing tubes over each other's head. Like when you get in front of each other and chop each other. You chop me, I chop you, I chop you. I don't know. Strong style, I like strong style, but everything starts out good and then people go off the original plan and they just half-ass it and then it sucks, rather than they miss the little things and they think it's the same. It's not the same once you throw the little things out the window. You gotta do it all or it's no good. But anyway, Onita called them out. They finally wrestled. Did their explosion match. Tremont got really fucked up. He's in the hospital for like a couple weeks. Got burnt. He put him out over the thing. Exploded right into him, and then he threw fireworks went off, and then he set. There was no mat. It was just boards on the bottom of the ring. Put a bunch of lighter fluid around, lit a big fire, and threw Tremont in it. I guess he got burnt pretty bad. I don't know. That's the two things I've watched recently and wanted to mention. Later.
All out of hope, trying to hang on to the end of my rope. Been surfing for so long that I'm changing my mind. Been working it so hard I don't know how to unwind. Fought so many times I don't know how to relax. Constantly confusing my delusion with facts. I've been for so many times, only let her beneath. Sweating so many bullets up, I leaving my seat. I failed so many times, I be going away. Cleared so many times like I paid the DA. Been dissed so many times I don't know how to react. Been stabbed so many times I keep the knife in my back. Walked on for so long I guess I feel like the floor. Get the punch in the face and I just can't take it no more. I wanna run, I wanna break the law. I wanna smash, I wanna take, I wanna just can't take it no more. I wanna run, I wanna violate. I wanna dominate, I wanna make the whole world shake. Take it no more. I wanna beat, I wanna multiply. A whole nation under me, I wanna just can't take it no more. I wanna fight, I wanna terrorize. I wanna do it before I die, cause I just can't take it no more. Jump back, blast off, through my last thoughts. I'm getting chased in my dreams by Sasquatch. It's like the third watch or the third rock from the sun. Shogun killer until the hun. What's did is done. I for one, I'm getting live for fun. Call me dumb, diddy dumb. Damn, I bit my tongue. The woods where I'm from, the woods where I die. I see it in your eye, you lie like a rug. You dig with a dug, and then you bug on my scoop. Then you caught the vapor, verbal dictator. Blow the world up, cause I just can't take it no more. I wanna run, I wanna break the law. I wanna smash, I wanna take, I wanna just can't take it no more. I wanna hurt, I wanna violate. I wanna dominate, I wanna make the whole world shake. Take it no more. I wanna beat, I wanna multiply. A whole nation under me, cause I just can't take it no more. I wanna fight, I wanna terrorize. I wanna do it before I die, cause I just can't take it no more. Too much to say, but we ain't talking no more. So many places to go, but we ain't walking no more. Been hurt so many times, but we don't feel it no more. Been cut so many ways that we ain't healing no more. We've seen so many signs that we don't read them no more. Been warned so many ways that we don't heed them no more. Don't wanna be in charge, cause we can beat them no more. If you can't be mistreated, then what's the meaning of war? You've been it before, they're dying again, they're trying to win. They can't understand if you're lying again. In the end, so many times, it just makes it begin. And we're all sinking in, man, I just can't take it no more. I wanna run, I wanna break the law.